So if I was going to build a page here, maybe I'm going to embed an article onto it, or I've got a video that I want to link to here. So here's where I'm going to show you some of these other items that you've got living in the bottom row. The first tab is Insert Edit Media. Some people like to use third-party tools that give them an embed code. So if that's you, you could embed right here into Canvas. Frequently, we see YouTube as one of the tools that lives in the rich content editor, which that could very well be something that you see here a little bit later on. But if I wanted to put a YouTube video in here, let me show you how I could do it. I'm going to look for pandas. Okay, this looks like fun. Dozens of baby pandas on parade, and I want to get that embed code. YouTube's even nicer because they give you this little share link, and I could put that right there into general, into source, and when I click OK, that's going to show up right there for me. So I'm going to tell my students to watch this video about pandas. Bless you. And then I'm going to embed that article that I uploaded into my file space. And I believe it's called About the Giant Panda. So I'm going to type the name of the article, and then I'm just going to highlight it right here. And I'm looking in my file space. So I'm using my content selector that's over here on the right-hand side. The files is my third tab over. And I have my words that I want to connect with the name of my file. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click that. And it turns it yellow for a second to let me know that those two things have been linked. And down here at the bottom, I'm just going to click Save because I want you to see what this will look like then for the students. So I've embedded that video. They're going to be able to watch that, and then I'm asking them to read this article. Now students can either click on that link and download it, or this is a preview button. So if they wanted to preview that file, they'd be able to see that right there. They can expand that window, zoom in. So now this is a part of that page. So pages are used, like I said, I like to use them to deliver content to students. You can use them like a wiki page. So you can set pages. One of the links, I'm going to go back to edit. One of the options that I had at the bottom of that page was who can edit this. And if I change that to teachers and students, then this would function like a wiki. So if I wanted students to also contribute to this page and throw on things that they know about pandas, then I could design this to be like a wiki space. I'm going to be able to see all the edits and manage that. Sometimes the idea of creating these pages as wikis freaks people out because they know that that means that students can edit and change the stuff that's on there. We like to tell people about pages that we want to keep it above the fold, which means if students have to scroll, and I'm sure you guys know this because you've been using a learning management system, if students have to scroll and scroll and scroll and we create a scroll of death, then they're going to ignore all the good stuff that's at the bottom of the page. So if you're ever building a page and you're like, you know what, this is a little bit long, don't be scared to go ahead and build a second page and just put that as the next thing in the module, because your module, remember, functions with those previous and next buttons. And so you could just click next if there was something else. Maybe I would want to move that article actually to a separate page so my students weren't having two things to do on there. So take a few minutes and play with those tools that are there on your page. We'll see if any questions come up. don't be afraid to check out some of those other links or options that you have at the top. You can link to external websites. You can embed images. If we've got math folks in there, there is a math equation editor. That O that you're seeing in there, that's going to link you to your Office 365, so you could embed things that are in your OneDrive. There is the record and upload media button in there as well. If you have Flash enabled, you'll be able to use that. That is the only place where there's Flash in Canvas. We're working on getting it out.